Hey guys, hope you are going well. So today we are reviewing the Sundance indie drama darling. It is a ghost story. I'm really excited to be talking about this one because I just caught it recently at the Sydney Film Festival. Now, I first heard of this film when it premiered at Sundance at the beginning of this year, and it went straight to the top of my list when I heard that it starred Rooney and also Casey Affleck, who wears a bedsheet with holes cut out for eyes the entire movie. I was like, yes, I want to see this. Written and directed by David Lowery, who I've only heard of him before as the director of the Disney kids live action movie Pete's Dragon. Here he is with his self-funded project, A Ghost Story, which he did right off the back of Pete's Dragon. And I was really curious about this one because it was a secret movie, and by that I mean that it wasn't really announced what the movie was, who was in the movie, until after it was all finished. A Ghost Story introduces a couple who are in a fairly normal, loving, long-term relationship when suddenly a car accident occurs and he dies. And after a very drawn-out, somber scene at the hospital, he sits upright, gets off the table with the sheet still over the top of him, and walks away, even though he's dead. And that is the only laugh you're going to get with this almost throwaway gimmick of a grown man wearing a bedsheet as a ghost with holes cut out for eyes like a last-minute child's Halloween costume. Played dead straight. The iconography of someone dressed in a bedsheet representing a ghost is a pretty goofy thought nowadays, and I was concerned that the movie would be like sort of a one-trick gimmick. That is really not the case, and as the film very slowly tracks along, it becomes clear that this is a movie that is just as much about time and spiritual reflection as it is about grief and the loss of a loved one. And at only 86 minutes in length, there is nothing but time and space in this movie to sit and contemplate and reflect, just as the main characters do. So if you don't want to sit and watch an unedited scene of Rooney Mara eat an entire pie, which he does, and it's absolutely brilliant. A few people in my theatre, no joke, walked out during this scene, but for me it was really one of the best scenes dealing with grief as she sits there and just consumed in her emotions just eats an entire pie. It's super difficult to watch because it's unedited, so you're waiting for a cut, you're waiting for time to move forward, but it's all in real time. And it's also super difficult on an emotional level too, because she is just so engrossed in this activity. It starts off as kind of almost a bit comical, but towards the end of it, it's just super sad. This is a movie which has no expositional dialogue. It is not going to give you much of an explanation at all, apart from one moment where Casey Affleck's ghost sees a ghost in a house across the way who says hello to him. But there is one element which keeps the story moving along, and that is time, because even after Rooney Mara's character has moved on and moved beyond what she's doing in the current sort of story arc, the movie continues because time is entirely relative. When the lights came up after the film finished, I overheard the guy behind me say, "That was such a film festival film," and I really think that that was a really accurate statement because it's a really quirky concept but very melancholy in its execution. I totally dug this film. I thought it was shot just beautifully. I loved the 4:3 aspect ratio, which brings your eye kind of in a really concentrated way. I thought the soundtrack was really beautiful in an indie sort of offbeat way. Yeah, totally loved it. Guys, they are my thoughts on A Ghost Story. It was surprising, it was honest, and yeah, just really made me think. Make sure you leave me comments in the comment section down below. Let me know if you're planning on catching this film or what you thought of it if you have seen it already. Guys, don't forget you can also subscribe to my channel and keep up to date with my other movie and TV reviews. I'm going to have more reviews coming from the films that I saw at the Sydney Film Festival recently. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.